I don't think it really matters what the score ended up as to whether it was the score was unkind. We did it a lot right, but we did enough wrong that it cost us the game. So disappointing result.
When you say you did a lot wrong, you specifically talking first and last quarters. I mean, you didn't score in the first quarter goal, and then they sort of blew you away in last. In between, you were very competitive and probably better in some ways.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean, the start, the end?
Not necessarily the start or the end. I think that there were patches through the game where we weren't strong enough over the ball as Collingwood, and that's their great strength, is their contested ball and their ability to clear the ball from stoppages and keep it their forward half. And at times we competed with them, but there was enough times during the game where we didn't, and that in the end ended up costing us the game. And early, I think we were a little bit stiff to be where we were, but in the end I think it was 11 clearances they beat us by in the last quarter, which it just shows the difference in the teams probably.
What did you make of the first team? Were they obviously kept kicking in well and you didn't get that mark? Were they doing too much of that, or did you think you'd eventually start breaking them down?
I think under the pressure of the game, you need to get the ball in under the pressure of the game. And you can look back in hindsight and probably if we had been able to find a free target up forward, we might have kicked a goal or two. But we'll learn from that. But I suppose the pleasing thing is we're getting it in there. I think the entries were 56 to 57, so we did enough right. We did a lot right, just not enough.
When you're in control, it seems to be in the dominant position, James. They managed to scunge a couple of goals, stoppage goals, I think, in the third quarter particularly, out of stoppage plays in there. I think it seemed to hurt you, and yet they did it 3 or 4 times in one quarter.
Yeah, back stoppages hurt us. Back stoppages, they kicked, I think, 2 goals in that third quarter, was it? And another one somewhere along the line. So, that hurts when you get goals from stoppages when you should be able to stop those happening. So, when we talk about disappointing things for us, that was one of the disappointing things, goals from back stoppages.
The one game really Stanton might have had a toenail over the line. That was a key moment as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of players made mistakes. Stance won't want to see that one again, and he won't do it again. So, you learn from that, and that's not the reason we lost the game, but you've got to be a little bit. I think our composure under the pressure will get better from that game.
James, what sort of measure does that give you, do you think, for where you're at now, that game tonight?
I'm not really sure. To be truthful, I'm not sure what it says about where we are, because we've got another game next week, another game the week after, and we need to improve from that game. And where you are at round 5 and where you are at the end of the year is 2 very different things, 2 very different places. And if you keep improving, you'll get better. But the task now for us is to get better from that game. So I don't think you look at that game and say we're here or we're there. We lost the game and we've got to build ourselves up for next week now.
So against the quality of play like that, do you have any sense of where the general improvement can be?
There's a lot of areas that we need to improve after that game. Yeah, a lot of areas, and we'll go back this week and work on them, and next week we'll work on them, and similar to stuff that we've worked on over pre-season, we just didn't execute it as well as we would have liked.
So do you get a sense that you're still taking steps forward there?
It wasn't a disaster for us, but we can get better. I thought we did. As I said at the start, we did a lot of things right, but we did a lot of things where there was mistakes, and not necessarily mistakes, we just didn't do them the way we wanted to do them. So we need to keep coaching and improving.
So it's that experience from the coach's box rather than the centre square for you?
I think it's better out in the middle, I'll tell you. It was good. It was good to be coaching on a big day. It's a great day for Australia. It's a great day to be part of, but the result obviously sours the day a little bit.
James, looking towards the end of the first quarter when things hadn't gone your way, you were starting to get rattled. Your play was almost starting to break down. And that happened in the first quarter last year and they just smashed them. But it was really noticeable this year that the blokes steeled themselves, kept themselves in it, and after quarter time really took another step. That must have been a pleasing aspect for you, that you quelled the panic and then came back up.
Yeah, I'm not sure that. Certainly we didn't feel like it was panic, and the players didn't feel like it was panic. We felt like they'd kicked, I think 4 goals in that first quarter, which hurts you, and you don't want to go in a quarter time being 4 goals down. But the one thing that you can't question of the players at the moment is their desire and effort. Their desire and effort again was fantastic. But desire and effort doesn't make you a good football team either. It's a necessary ingredient, but you need a lot more than just desire and effort.
You've had such an enormous start against informed oppositions and 2 really big games in a row. Now coming into games against teams that are towards the lower end of the ladder, is there enough to work on to keep the guys up? Do you have to guard against some sort of emotional letdown after the last few weeks?
Well, I think there's a lot of hype about Essendon always, whether it be negative or whether it be positive. It's the club it is. The reality is we're 2.5 wins out of 5 and we're back, I don't know where we're still on the ladder, but we're back right in the middle of the pack. And if you want to improve and you want to be a good football club, you have to start winning games of footy. And 2.5 games out of 5 is not enough. So we come up against Gold Coast this weekend and we need to win. We need to win to get our season rolling again. We haven't won 2 games in a row. We've won 2 games. And I think that no one at Essendon is sitting here saying that they need something to build ourselves up. We need to win a game of football, and that should be enough to get yourself up for a game.
Were you heartened, especially by the bell changes, Hill, Ryder, and Premier, I suppose, experiment, playing so tall up front of it?
Yeah, I think it worked in times, and didn't work at other times, and people put a lot of emphasis on those guys playing, but really Paddy and David are taller forwards, so they're not necessarily just ruckmen. And we didn't get caught up in having 3 guys who could play in the ruck. We got caught up in having guys all over the ground who could play their roles and their positions. I don't think it was terrible for us. It was okay, but like everyone out in the ground, our forward line needs to keep getting better and keep improving if we want to compete against Collingwood.
Just a word on Heppel's going. 5 games in the fully career.
He was outstanding. He's an amazing kid. He's resilient. He works his backside off. He's not arrogant. He's not ahead of himself in any way, and he's playing some terrific football. He's pretty sore after today, so 6 days we'll look to see whether he's able to play next week. We don't want to hurt him. He's pretty sore in a couple of areas, so he might be one that doesn't play. We've got a couple of guys who are sore that on 6 days that we have to look at, because the last time we played off 6 days against Carlton, we were pretty flat in the first quarter. So we will make 3 or 4 changes this week to make sure that after 6 days we're not flat coming into the Gold Coast game.
Just on Heppel, is he the sort of kid that you don't really need to keep an eye on when he doesn't get ahead of himself? Like it seems, we just had a chat to him and it just seems, he just gets it.
Yeah, look, you need to keep coaching him. That's probably the answer, is you need to keep coaching him, and coaching comes in all forms. It's their technical ability, it's their skill, it's their fitness, and it's also their mental approach. But he's as impressive a kid coming into the game with his head on his shoulders and wants to do all the things right. So, but everyone needs coaching.